First of all, I'm going to begin with the northern US accent. This accent's key feature is that it retains the I sound as a diphthong, as in the word my book, my shoulder, or also in the word item. So this accent was used as a base for general American English, or standard English back then in the mid 20th century. Even though it was recently modified by many northern cities by making vowel shifts. Nowadays, it is mostly commonly found in the western parts of the New York State, in much of the Michigan's Lower Peninsula, in Chicago, in Toledo, and also in the southeastern parts of Wisconsin. So, because it is quite related to what we speak today as what is the American English, it has this main characteristic that is called the rhotic. For example, we have the word mother or the word car, and as you can hear clearly, this uses the R colored vowels, which emphasizes the R at the end of the word. And also we have the words roof and root, which may be variously pronounced by either using the rounded U or the U, or also with the foot or boot. Well, it might vary depending on which part of the country accent. Also, another important feature is that they use the diphthong in the word boat and road, and also another one would be using the short A, as in the word cat, and this one is raised and diphthongized before nasal consonants. So we would have another word like man and can't. They are pronounced with this short vowel. So now we will move on to the central accent, which covers a massive area, even though it is quite related to the northern US accent. This is mostly associated with the states such as Nebraska, Ohio, Iowa, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Indiana, and also quite many parts of Illinois. And because it's related to the northern accent, to the general American English, we can say its characteristic would be related to the cod merge, which is basically pronounced the same even though they are spelled differently. For example, the first word cod would be C-O-T and the second one would be C-A-U-G-H-T. They are pronounced the same way. What it implies is that there are several number of vowels are pronounced with the tongue slightly closer to the front of the mouth than usual. And also there's the short A tensing, evidently occurring together before the nasal consonants. So there's also the pronunciation shifts. For example, we have this characteristic called the epenthetic R, in which the person places an additional sound that weren't there before. For example, we have the verb wash, and someone might say wash, even though this unique characteristic is slowly disappearing, but there's still a great deal of people that pronounce it that way. So this Central American accent, it was slowly starting to more or less merge with the North and the South regional accents. So it might be hard to exactly pin down what its unique characteristics might actually be. So now we will move on to the final accent, which would be the Southern American accent, and this one is highly related to the rural areas, as also in the movies, yes, in the cowboy movies. But basically, this accent is perceived as cultural and mostly found in Texas and Tennessee and other South areas, states in the US. So, a way to identify this accent is by the pin-pun merger, and this is basically means that every word that ends in I, N, E, N, I, M, and em, it will be pronounced the same with the same vowel, meaning that, for example, if someone from the south would call the name Ben, someone from the north or any other area would hear the word bin as in trash bin. And also, the southerners, they tend to do a lot of vowel breaking, means that if, for example, we have the monophthong, they would tend to break it into diphthongs or even into triphthongs. So that's the reason why Southerners tend to speak a little more slower than usual, and also they tend to chop words. For example, instead of saying you are all, maybe they will say y'all. And also, for example, as I mentioned the diphthong I at the beginning with the northern US accent, in this case for the southern one, it might be the opposite. For example, the word my dog, my book, instead they will say my dog, my leg, and that would sound more or less rural for other people. And also, and finally, we will have the words ending in a stress, the diphthong o, as for example in the word yellow, but people from the south might say yellow, or also as in the word tomorrow, they would say tomorrow, or if I'm not mistaken, well, it would be tomorrow or yellow. So that would be it for this a brief description of the three American accents by regions. Hopefully you like it. Thank you for watching.